there, Selma. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you doing, Shelley?
Good to see you. Thanks for coming out today. You want to work in the bunker?
Yep. I land there quite often.
You land there quite often. Yeah, I have a way of doing the same thing. So, are you having some trouble in the bunker?
I am. I either just hit it so hard it just goes way over the green, or I can't get it out.
Okay, so just some inconsistency.
Right.
Okay. All right. How many times during a round, I mean, what do you feel like your percentage is in terms of being able to get the ball out of the bunker? Say out of 10 shots, if you were to hit 10 shots, how many are you getting out?
Maybe 5.
So about half of them are getting out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those 5 that are getting out, are you satisfied with those?
Maybe 1.
One that you're happy with, 5 that are getting out.
Right.
Okay.
Either like barely out or way over.
Or way over. Okay. Okay. So what would be a realistic goal?
I mean, I'd like to have the 5 out, but 3 of them be happy with.
Okay. So what's happy is that
That it's on the green or in the fringes or,
Okay.
you know, that.
so you'd be satisfied if
Yeah.
it was anywhere on the green,
Mhm.
not necessarily 10 feet from the
No.
hole, but
Right.
just staying on the green.
Right.
Okay. So that you have a chance to putt,
Right.
right? And you're
Yeah.
not having to chip back or hit back from another bunker or something
Right.
like that. Okay. Okay. How long have you been playing golf?
About 3 years.
3 years. What's your handicap?
I don't have one.
No handicap. Okay. What do you know? What your average? What's your score?
Oh, it's at least 120.
Okay. Do you work?
I do.
What do you do?
I'm a physical therapist.
Oh, okay. Okay, so before we get started, I want to ask you just a couple questions about your body. I want to make sure we don't have any injuries that we're dealing with right now. Is there anything that's bothering you?
I don't have any injuries, but I do have a very tight back and my hips are really tight.
Okay.
So I don't have a lot of flexibility.
Okay. So limited flexibility. Okay. Do you work out or?
I try to go to Pilates and I hike a lot.
Okay. And do you stretch? Do you stretch before you?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe we can change that. Okay. So we're not going to be taking probably real full swings here today, but I still want to have you do a few little stretches just to kind of get the body warmed up a little bit. Okay. So one of the ones I like to do, it's real simple. Just kind of raise your arms up above your head and let your shoulders kind of push back together. A little opening there and then maybe a little bend. So does it hurt when you play golf?
It doesn't hurt, but by the last few holes, my low back is tight.
Okay.
And
So it's fatigue.
yeah,
Okay.
it is.
But it's not like a pinching or anything like that. Okay. All right. And so you said your hips were kind of tight?
Yes.
Too? Okay. So if we for tight hip flexors, this is a really good one. You just kind of cross over. Sit back. You'll probably notice one side will be a little bit tighter than the other. Or at least for me. It's always my left. That's a little bit tight. I hold all of my tension in my neck, so I always try to do a little bit. A little neck rolls back and through. Circle. And then maybe just feel your ear and moving down towards your shoulder. Yeah, it's important. I didn't realize how important it was until a few years ago when I was giving a lesson and one of my students asked me to hit a shot and oh sure, no big deal. Take one swing and I went from upright to flat on my back. And it was awful. I couldn't get up and I ended up going to a chiropractor 3 times before I left for a trip a couple days later and it was awful. So
And I know better because I tell my patients
tell
that.
I'm sure you tell your
I do.
patients, yeah. And it just do a little something. Okay, but other than just basic tightness,
Yeah.
no other pain or anything. Okay. All right. So we talked a little bit about your goal for today. today's lesson, and that would be to get more balls out of the bunker and onto the green, right? Now, kind of looking into the future, is there some goal that you have or goals that you've set for yourself?
I definitely like my score to come down. I'd like to be more consistent, so I'm not frustrated and people enjoy playing with me.
Okay.
I'm not competitive, so I don't really care about my handicap and trying to play in a tournament or anything like that. But I just want to go out and have fun.
Have fun and maybe feel a little bit more comfortable with with people that are maybe a little bit better than you and not to feel intimidated.
Right, especially when somebody joins my group that I've never played with, and then I feel like, oh, they're not going to enjoy their day.
Yeah, because you feel like you're maybe holding them out.
Right.
Okay, I get it. So, obviously, if you were to be able to hit more balls onto the green out of the bunker, that will cut down some shots. I mean, it sounds like you're wasting a fair amount. In this area, I don't know, on the other parts of your game, if you're chipping and you're putting, how those areas are too. But, practicing your short game, if your goal is to get better and, feel like you can stay up with better players, the short game is going to be the fastest place to kind of take your game to the next level. The hours that you spend probably on your full swing, you're not going to reap the benefits of your scores actually coming down probably as quick as you can, just spending that same amount of time around the green. So I really encourage you to
My
spend some time.
chipping is actually pretty good. My putting depends. But the bunker, if I go in the bunker, oh no.
Bunker's the nemesis, huh?
Right.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can kind of calm some of the nerves when we get in here. And a lot of it's psychological. You're worried about it. You've got some anxiety. The heart rate goes up. The brain doesn't function as well. I think tension is a killer.
I think the biggest thing, I really don't know what to do.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure you have a clear understanding of what it is you need to be able to do fundamentally to be able to hit it like a shot. Okay? Do you know, Rama, what's your learning style? What your learning style is? Watching it and feeling it are your learning style. You need to be able to feel it, but you also are a visual learner as well. Okay, so you want to be able to feel it, you want to be able to see it. So you're kind of, a lot like how I am. I like to see video and I like to see pictures, and I can copy to a certain extent if somebody shows me something, but then I do have to actually be able to feel it for it to actually create change. Okay. All right. Any other sports or hobbies that you have besides golf?
Besides hiking, but I don't play any other sports.
Okay. So you're out, but you like the outdoors.
Yes.
Okay. And what club do we have here today?
This is my log.
That's your log. Is that what you use out of the bunker?
I do.
Okay. What other wedges do you pick?
I have a sandwich.
Okay. And then were these fit for you, or did you?
No, a friend gave them to me, and she is about 3-4 inches taller than I am, and I've never cut them down.
Okay. So they could potentially be a little bit long because you're pretty petite.
Right.
Okay. And you've got your pings, then you also have, you got a ping driver, and then it looks like you've got some fairway woods in here too.
Yes,
Okay.
and I don't really use those. They were
Okay.
my mother-in-law's
Okay.
also.
All right. Okay.
But
And they're older, the Big Bertha Warbirds. Okay.
Right,
They
but-
were a great club back. I mean, they probably still are a good
Yeah,
club. You know,
yeah.
they just things have kind of evolved a little bit since then. But okay, but you're comfortable with the lob now. Do you hit the lob when you have longer bunker shots too, or just when you have a shorter shot?
I usually use my lob wedge all the time that I'm in the bunker, and then I'll use it, if I'm off the green and I have a really high,
Okay.
then that's when I use my lob.
Okay. You've got to hit it in there. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So we'll start out with that because that sounds like that's what you use primarily, but we might experiment and hit some with the sand wedge too, just to see how the ball comes off with a little bit less loft. Okay, so let's do this. I always like to start out with my students just hitting a couple of shots without any without any conversation right at first, so I can see what you do naturally.
Okay.
And then I'll, after you hit about 4 shots, I'll make some recommendations. Okay. So let's just for today, maybe aim for that second pin, the
Okay.
second white pin right there. Okay.
Right. That's kind of what I do. If I do, I know I'm supposed to hit the sand behind the ball. So if I do that, then I usually don't
Okay.
hit it far enough.
Hit maybe a little bit too far behind it. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Hit a couple more.
Okay.
So kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I said I wasn't going to say anything for a couple shots, but I see right away you need to work a little bit on your point of entry, okay? So you're entering the club a little bit too far behind the golf ball, so the best drill for working on this is just called the line drill, okay? And what we're going to do is we're just going to draw a line, and this line is going to represent the point where I want your golf club to enter the sand, okay? I want you to imagine that the golf ball is sitting about 1.5 inches forward of that line. We're going to just try to enter here. If we do that, if we enter here and take out some sand, a little patch of sand, the ball would get out. Okay. So let's see. Let's just work on the line drill here just for a few, and see how close we are to that.
Well, far.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay. It's better. Okay. So the nice thing about the bunker is we do have a little bit of leeway. So we could hit a little bit outside of that 1 to 1.5 inch mark behind the ball and still probably get the ball out. It may not have the type of spin on it that we would ultimately like, but we do have actually a little bit more leeway than we would say off of the grass. Okay, but we just can't get outside of that maybe 2-inch range, okay, because then the club just loses all of its speed, it bottoms out, and you can't create any loft. I want you to hit a couple off of the line with your same setup, just everything the same, okay? Same thing, working on contacting the line, and then we'll kind of monitor that. Get your weight a little bit more forward. Okay, so let me show you. Let me get into the setup that I feel like I'd like to get you into. Okay. So when we set up, we want to have a little bit more weight into your left side, okay? And your sternum a little bit more over the golf ball rather than back like this, okay? Because what happens when you get set up behind the golf ball too much, the club bottoms out where your sternum is, and it's a little bit too far behind the ball, okay? So we're just going to get you a little bit more forward, okay? And I'd also like to see you take the club back a little bit further, okay? Because I think what's happening is you take the club back, and I feel like you take it back quite far enough, and then you try to create all the speed with your hands, okay? So if we can get you to turn a little bit better, okay? It's a pretty big swing. Because when the club hits the sand, it's slowing down, right? And you're also hitting a long wedge, so it's got a lot of loft. It's not gonna carry that far. Actually, no, you're okay. You feel like your stance is a little bit open, like your body's a little bit left?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we're aiming towards this pin right here. Okay. Now, I am going to change one thing in your grip in your clip face position. Okay. So I want you to open up the clip face just a little bit. Okay. Your clip face was a little bit too square, and I think it also causes that clip face to dig a little bit. Okay. So I want that clip face to be a little bit open, so that club coming through can just slide right underneath the ball. Okay. So one thing, when you open that club face, I want you always to remember that you have to re-grip. Okay. So you can't just set up with the square face and then rotate the face. You actually have to swivel that club in your hand. Okay, right there. Good. All right. Okay, so our weight's a little bit more forward, right? All right, now let's take a little fuller swing.
Here, then I'll do that where I just hit the ball.
Right, right. But you're still just, it's all because you're falling
Back.
You're falling back.
Okay.
Okay, instead of staying with your weight forward on your left side. Good. So stay left, and when you finish, I want all of your weight to be on your left side. Okay, left thigh. It's closer. Right? Our contact was closer to the line that time, right? We just didn't quite have enough speed. Those were both pretty good, okay? Now, just for the heck of it, I want us to hit a few with your sand wedge. Okay? To see if we can get that ball to carry just a little bit further. Again, we're going to re-grip, open the clip face, get into your left side so that the majority of your weight is left, and I want you to take a pretty full swing here. Where'd your weight? Did you feel your weight?
I went back.
Right, instead of
keeping
finishing. Right. So when you finish, you want to feel your weight really into that left thigh. Okay. Right here. There's your line. Okay, clip face is open. Good. End of that left side. Full swing and really drive your weight forward into your left on the way down. We just went a little bit deep, right? So we're just trying to take off that very top layer of sand, right? If we go down too much, we don't have enough momentum to get the ball up and out, right? Just taking off that top layer. Good, you're into your left side, full swing, and really get that weight moving left. Let's free up. We don't always have to have a ball in front of us. Let's hit a few. Just on the line with that new setup, and let's just see. Let's check our entry point. Take it up to the top real quick. Just swing up to the top of your swing.
Stand.
A little wider. Yeah, not so collapsed at the top with your arms in this position. Yeah, go ahead and just extend it. Right? All right. See? All right at that line. Good, so more of a turn. Okay, so that was better, right? Look where you hit that time.
Right.
Good. All right, can we trust that with the golf ball there?
Okay, let's try.
All right, let's try it. Okay, so these are going to be the things that I want you to work on. Your weight's left. We're just turning, right? Turning away with our weight on our left, right, on our left side. That was actually a better position at the top. forward, so collapse.
Right.
So we're thinking about some width, right? Just like in the full swing. We're keeping the swing nice and wide. Just a little taller. Good. It's a full swing. You got it. Can't be afraid to go ahead and wind up. Good. Your weight's left. Good. Full swing. Stay left. Just didn't have any sand there, right? Okay. All right. Weights left.
Good bar. So where should my eyes look? Should I look at the ball or should I look
You should be
behind?
looking at the sand,
The
right
sand.
where you want to enter.
Okay.
Right where you want to enter. Just check out wide as well. Too short. Okay. All right. Okay. So your weight's on your left. Okay. Good. And then transfer into the left side. Okay. Don't let your head and your spine tilt back this direction towards the camera. You gotta feel the release towards the target. Yes, towards the parking lot. Okay, so still a little behind it. Okay, so we're about out of time, but I think, if you can work on some of these things, right, on your own, sometimes in a 30-minute lesson it's hard to create the change that you
Right.
wanna create, but, the big things are, right, making sure that your club face is open and it's not
So
closed
this-
or square.
Yeah, that's good.
And remember, the more you open it, the shorter it's gonna go, the higher you're gonna hit, right? So you don't wanna, we're not talking about laying it there, just a little bit open. Good. We're going to start out with your weight on your left side. Okay. We're going to rotate back, nice and big and wide. Okay. We don't want to collapse the arms and get into this position here. We want to be nice and wide, right? So that we can turn back through with some speed. If you collapse, then it's all hands. Here. And then we're going to finish with all of your weight here. Okay. Rather than there. Okay. Got it?
I will practice.
All right, practice and stay in touch. We'd love to revisit again.
I definitely will. Thank you,
Okay,
Shelley.
thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.